Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us for another edition of the MMT Social Hour. I'm Jesse Fouts, and today I'm joined by Chelsea Hart,
Hey.
Jenna Ensign,
Hey, y'all.
and Brittany Hooks.
Hey.
And we are going to be talking about Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party that just kicked off in the Magic Kingdom this past weekend. This is a beloved after-hours event that happens every year. Really just a real fun party, and we're going to just talk about it and give you some of our tips, some of our things, our tricks, some of our favorite things, which you can look forward to. And then, we're going to ask some questions of you, and we want you to join along and ask us questions. So let's just start off. Let's see. Who is going to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party this year?
I'm not.
Not this year.
Okay, so
Swapped Oogie Boogie for that this year, unfortunately. I guess
I'll be going later this year. So yes, I'll be doing Oogie Boogie in Disneyland, which is also a really fun Halloween party. I've never done that because I'm here in the Walt Disney World area. But I can tell you that Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party is my favorite of the Walt Disney World after-hour events that happen throughout the year. I like it way better than the Christmas party. I know some people out there probably just fainted, but I think it's better than the Christmas party. But you have all been in the past, so let's just talk real quick about what is your favorite thing about Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party?
Mine's the treats. Y'all should know that I'm going to say the treats.
Merch.
The merch?
I was there last year.
I mean,
I love the new merch this year.
This acid wash, so we were there at the beginning of August, and this acid wash that's super soft. It's not the Halloween party merch, but it's like the Halloween merch. Oh, I had to have it all.
Yeah. I love the colors this year. Yeah.
Yes.
For sure.
Now, the Halloween party merch I just saw, because, the first Halloween party was Friday, and we got a glimpse of the merch, but they have some super cute stuff. They've got the Halloween party. They've got a spirit jersey that's got, it's pink, it's purple, not pink. It's purple and black, and it's got like the spiders and Mickey heads and ghosts. And then I saw they had a Sanderson Sister Villain Spectacular little line too. So.
Yep.
Like that stuff is going to sell out this year. I mean,
for sure. Yeah. And it's only available at the party. So unless you have a party ticket, you can't get that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So let me ask, so again, for somebody who's never been to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, let's kind of explain how this works because, so this is different. This is an extra ticketed event. It's not included with your regular admission. So you do have to buy a separate ticket. And with this ticket, so the party itself actually starts at 7 p.m. and runs all the way to midnight. So that's 5 hours in the park for a private event, and it's in Magic Kingdom. I think this is fantastic. But what's even better is with this ticket, you get in at what time?
You can get in at 4 with the ticket.
Yeah. So 4 o'clock, that gives you 3 hours before the party starts to explore the park. I often tell people, if you're going to go do the party, try not to do, unless you just, if you're on a short trip, I get it. You're going to do Magic Kingdom that day, or if you're going to do another park and come over, but try not to do a park that day. Make it a rest day, a resort day, because you do get in at 4. So then you don't have to use a day's ticket to redeem, because again, you can have a late stroll, go to Disney Springs for lunch, rest, do the pool. Because it will still be warm when you come down. And again, they start in August. They go all the way through November 1st this year. So it'd be good for you to kind of look at, planning your trip around that party. So
something to think about, though, is if you're not going to the party in Magic Kingdom, the park closes at 6. So keep that in mind, too, if you don't have a park hopper pass.
Yep. They will kick you out if you do not have a ticket. What you'll see is they'll start manning. The cast members will line up at the attractions. You'll have to show your check-in wristband. And that also brings me to another point. So let's say you're going to be in Magic Kingdom that day. They will have areas in the park where you can actually check into the party. So you don't have to exit the park and return back in. So if you're already in the Magic Kingdom, you can check in for the party starting at 4 o'clock at certain stations. So there'll be areas you'll see it. You can't miss it. We're
Yeah,
gonna have
and they have the cast members with the like purple and green and yellow costumes. So you'll see them with their little bat ears. And this year the wristband is ribbon. It's like black ribbon. In the past it's been paper plastic, but it's black ribbon. So they'll check for that, especially after 6 o'clock. They'll start asking you for your wristbands, and that's what you'll show.
Yep.
And you really got to do your homework, because I made the mistake on my first Halloween party thinking I could just do it all and there'd be plenty of time to do and see everything. But you have to prioritize what you want to do. If it's meeting the characters or specific characters, you need to know what time their lines open
and
what time they start meeting, because they're all different.
Right.
So Jack and Sally are huge popular characters to meet, because you only get to see them during the Halloween party, and you can get in line at 4 o'clock for them, because usually their line opens at 4:30 to start meeting. But that's different than other characters, because
and
their line can go to 11 p.m. But you don't want to wait hours of your party time in that line.
That's what I was going to say. Is Friday they were waiting 4 hours to meet Jack and Sally. The majority of your party, but I think a lot of these people got in line at 4. They checked in at 4, and I think they're in Toontown, the theater right up at the front.
Town Square
where they
Theater.
were. Town Square, yeah. So it's right there in the front, so you can check in with your wristband and go right there if that's what interests you. Or another thing for Jack and Sally is during the parade. So if you want to do the late parade, you go during the early parade to meet them, because that's usually a less wait time.
Yeah, I always like the late parade because I don't travel with little kids typically, so I can stay awake longer.
Yeah,
throwing a tantrum usually. So I like to do rides and stuff during the first parade and get all that out of the way, and then stay for like the later stuff with
the problem that we ran into when we were there for the late parade is it was raining, so they canceled it. So definitely keep an eye out while you're there. I mean, you can't pre-plan that stuff.
Yeah.
But, they left the rides open during the rain, but they didn't run the parade. So we were happy we did the first parade, but it was definitely more packed. Speaking of the parade, there are some new people in the parade this year that I'm super excited about. Ursula, she made her debut. And then Minnie, Daisy, and Clarabelle as the Sanderson sisters. They're in the parade too. Yes.
I haven't been there since 2019, so I haven't seen Powerline Max yet, and I'm
what?
Yeah.
He kicks it off. So we camped out last year because we heard Powerline Max was there, and we went early in the season. We weren't there for like the first one, but I'm like, okay, he's here. So he comes out, where that new alleyway is, kind of where the glass blowing store is, and the fancy jewelry store. I can't remember what it's called, the Jewelers, Main Street Jewelers. But that new alleyway, he like pops out and does a couple pop-up concerts, performances down Main Street, and he goes down to the fire station. So if you're interested in Powerline Max, stay on that end of the parade route.
And that's a pre-parade thing. So like you said, you want to get there a little early before all the people start gathering, because he's just walking down the street. He's not up high on a float. So if you want to get a good view, you got to get there early.
Yep. So I think one of the things that makes this party so unique is there's all different types of strategies for people attending the party. You've heard already some people they're going to go for the character interaction like that. This is where you will see exclusive characters that you can't meet any other time of the year, any other event, nowhere. This is where they're going to be. However, you've got other people that they're just going to attack the rides. That's what they're going for, because this is a truly after hours event. And you will see that some of the most, the popular attractions that you're going to wait for in the regular park day, it's going to be 5 minutes to walk on some of these. And they will still be doing Tron. This is going to be new for a Mickey's Master School Halloween party. You're going to be able to make a virtual line boarding reservation on your app for this attraction during that event. So this is going to give you a great, instead of buying that individual lightning lane during the regular park day, this gives you a better opportunity to get that pass. And then you're going to have people like my kids that are going for as much candy as possible. And they're going to get candy until, and I'm not even joking, I think I still have candy left over from last year's party. That's how much candy you leave with.
Well, and this year they said it's better because last year it was cast member driven, right? Like they would stick their hand in and give it to you. This year they have scoops. they have big like ice cream, huge scoops. So each time you go to a booth, like a trick or treat stop, they have big scoops of candy.
So what I'm going to tell you is, if you let's say you're flying in for this party, you will want to account for that in your carry-on luggage. You know, it's
Yeah.
so back before I moved to the Orlando area, I remember one year we went, and I mean, it was funny just putting our candy in the overhead storage. I mean, and we handed that candy out for Halloween. It was great, and we
Yeah.
still had some to enjoy. But then you also have those that, you know, this is an event that's going to offer you some exclusive entertainment. So you're going to have exclusive dance party opportunity, exclusive stage show that you can't see any other time anywhere else, exclusive fireworks show. This is not a fireworks show that's the normal fireworks show that you're going to see in Magic Kingdom, which is Happily Ever After. This is going to be a spectacular fireworks show that you're going to be able to see. So
let's go back to the candy for a second, because I'm an allergy mom and I get lots of questions about allergy friendly trick-or-treating. So when you check in, you can tell them your allergen, you know, what your allergen is and your allergy, and they give you a turquoise bag. And then they have specific turquoise trick-or-treat stops throughout the Magic Kingdom. So
And
those
some
allergy friendly.
good.
Huh? Oh no, they have great stuff. And some
Allergic. I just don't eat candy. I know.
Yeah.
Hiss, I know. But I will sometimes do the allergen stops because they have like cookies and like applesauce.
Right. Right. They have the Go-Go Squeeze. They've got usually Enjoy Life cookies. They've got lots of stuff that is great. Yeah. And they have full-size candy bars at specific stops this year too. They don't always have that, but they do have that this year.
Yep. So, you know, this is very interesting. I'm going to bring this on. I'm actually going to present something so you can see it. So this is really crazy that these parties are selling out early on some of them. So if you are waiting, if you have a trip coming up and you haven't bought tickets, do not wait, because I'm telling you, you're not going to get this. And I'm going to show you why. So
August is sold out. I think I looked last night because I wanted to hop there.
You're going to see this. So again, the first available party is not again until Monday, September 4th. So
that's Labor Day. Perfect day to go.
3 weeks of parties to go through here in August. And then you're going to see there's some intermittent dates here throughout. Those will start to book up very fast. So if you are visiting the Walt Disney World Resort during this time and you're thinking about this party, do not delay on buying your tickets because they might not be there. So I would definitely just caution you not to wait until last minute. It's very possible that they could still have some tickets for these events that show sold out. You would have to talk to guest services, but it's very unlikely that they're going to have more room because they do limit this party size so that it, you know, again, because they want the experience to be very enjoyable, right? You don't want to be completely packed out in the Magic Kingdom. So let's talk about something fun real quick. And, you know, I think this is going to be something that is going to be great. Let's talk about dressing up for the Halloween party. Brittany, I think you've been and you've dressed up for Halloween during the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party. But talk about this because there's some guidelines around the costume, correct?
There are guidelines, but also there's also heat. So you got to think in your costume, are you going to ride Big Thunder Mountain in a big, poofy, dramatic, oversized costume? If you're just going to walk the streets, then that's fine. But usually year round, adults are not allowed to dress up. We definitely don't want to confuse the children. If you dress as Cinderella and then there's the real Cinderella. But at the Halloween party, all bets are off. Everybody gets to participate, adults and children. We see a lot of family costumes or group costumes. People like to coordinate their outfits. Last year, I went with 8 girlfriends and we were the 7 dwarfs and I was Snow White. So the 7 dwarfs were not there last year for a meet and greet, but I see that they're back now this year. So that would be my stop. I would head directly and wait at 4 p.m. To meet 7 dwarfs because I think that is so fun that they're all together in the same space, in the same room, and you can have a group picture with all of them. So I just think that is incredible. So that was fun for us last year, but we also wore like t-shirts and shorts. We weren't really wanting to be super hot because like you said, even at nighttime, In Florida, it is still really, really warm outside. So take that into consideration, especially with children's costumes that can be bulky and heavy. Just give them an option of something that's a little more cool and lightweight so everyone has a good time.
Yeah, I agree. Chelsea, have you dressed up?
Yeah, I've been twice, and I dressed up. One year I made the mistake. I went as Sarah Sanderson. I wore boots. I wore a blonde wig. By the end of the night, I was a sweaty wench. I was no longer Sarah.
No, you were her. She was a sweaty wench at some point.
It was not great. Here I went as a Mouseketeer. So I had a t-shirt, a skirt, I wore my sneakers, and a little ear hat, and I was much more comfortable. Yeah, so like Brittany said, think about it. Things may look real cute, but unless you're there just for like pictures, which some people do go there for that, because like you said, you can only see characters certain times you want to dress up, but keep that in mind. And I like seeing everyone else's costumes, because I've seen, like, one of my favorites was a group, it was like 5 people, and they were the Main Street Electrical Parade. And they
that's cool.
It was really cool. I don't know what they were doing, like rides wise, but they looked really cool walking around. So
yeah,
you see some
that's cool.
People get creative with costumes. They really do. Jenna, how about you?
I'm not a dress up. Y'all should know this by now. You're gonna find me in my athletic shorts and tennis shoes and some ears, probably, maybe. I love looking at other people dress up, but that's just not my jam.
Yeah. I do. I think it's fun, and a lot of people, you can get creative with the type of costume that you're going to do. And Brittany drove this point home. It is hot, right? Like it could be very hot. You might get lucky and get one of those cool nights in September. You're not going to get it in August. It's just not going to happen. So just a plan on that. October, you'll start to see it cool down a little bit. But 1 year we did. We all had a different Disney shirt. Was a full, like, my wife made them on the her
Cricket
t-shirt press, and she has Silhouette, so I know there's probably a battle between Silhouette and Cricket out there, and I probably just started a war. But she has we did like Monsters Inc. So
those are hot shirts too. I'm kind of worried about this one. This feels kind of hot. I don't like the sweat.
It was really good. We enjoyed it. It wasn't bad. It was t-shirt material. So we did like some thin layer t-shirt material. And there's going to be plenty of places that you can go and order, custom t-shirts if you want for the party.
Or just wait and buy the merch.
Yeah, the merch. You could do the merch too. But I think it's fun to get creative with it and have fun with it. And again, you'll see some really good throwback costumes to things that have been going on for. I saw, Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. I saw somebody dress up and they had the car, like, the attraction that used to be in the Magic Kingdom that's still over at Disneyland, but not here in Magic Kingdom.
We saw a full family in like Star Wars garb, and I mean like Queen Amidala, white face, big headpiece, the whole thing. And I was like, oh my gosh, they are way better than me, because I love it. I love it. I love watching them. That's just not me.
Someone just put to bring a bigger bag.
Yes. Bring an empty backpack.
This is one of my biggest tips for you, is use the small bags they give you to collect. And what we did, and I'm telling you, we were pack mules on this, and we had my son wearing a backpack. I was wearing a backpack. We had empty the bag into the backpack, zip back up. We'd have inner linings for the bags. I mean, again, there's a strategy to it. So, definitely.
So can we talk about the snacks? Because I'm kind of obsessed with this year's snacks, like obsessed. Did y'all see that skull brownie, the Mexican spiced skull brownie with dulce de leche on the inside? I kind of really want to go just for that. Like, I might buy a party ticket just to go get that.
Oh, I haven't looked at this.
So now let me clarify for everybody. So snacks are not included with your participation. So the candy is, there will be particular treats that you can get that you can only get at the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. Like last year, there was a special churro that you could get over.
There's one.
But yeah.
They have one this year too, and then they've got like I wrote them down because I'm like obsessed, and now I need to make a checkoff list. But like they have a Hades cone It's a swirl back at Friar's Nook.
Oh, I saw
And
that.
then, oh my gosh, it looks so good. And they've got an apple fritter sundae at the plaza. They've got the skull brownie. They've got like a mummy kind of like cattail thing. Looks
See, I think everything looks so good, and that's the thing. Like, it's so well themed. I'm not a big like sweets person, but I do like looking at it all, and I want to like buy it to hold it in the picture because it looks so cool the way they just theme everything to.
Yep.
It's not like, you know, even like a churro. You're like, how the hell do you theme a churro? But just with like the different colors, sugar and stuff like that, they really do make it like Halloween.
Yeah.
But going back to pre-planning, think about your food. So if you have not eaten dinner yet and it's 4 and you're in the parks, maybe go ahead and grab an early dinner, something to share, something with some protein in it to fill you up. Because if you're going to eat sugar all night long, you might get a little nauseous.
Yeah.
But also the food is limited for what quick service places are open. So there are going to be maps and there's going to be details and you can look at it on your app as well. But maybe pre-plan before you get to the party and think, hey, if my kids are going to need some chicken nuggets, where can I grab something mid-party? But don't waste your time. Don't make a dining reservation. Don't sit down during the party and leave all that because it will fly by, even though you think, oh, I have till midnight. That's forever away. No, it will fly by. So eat before the party is my advice. Either before you get to Magic Kingdom or if you're there at 4, grab something then because the dining will shut down for a time period. What is it, 6 to 7?
6 to 7. So we went and hopped right into Casey's at like 5:30. And then, like I said, it was raining and lightning, so they didn't open the candy stations right at 7 when we were there either. But between 6 and 7, there wasn't really much to do. Like they wouldn't let you in some lines for rides, and they also wouldn't let you, you couldn't get anything to eat. So we timed it to where we were sitting down and ordering our food at 5:30, and they had a specialty hot dog for the party, so we got that one. And we kind of like sat around, and then we went and staged where we wanted to start our 7 o'clock party at. So like we were done 6:15, 6:30, and we're like, okay, where do we want to go? What is our plan of attack? And for us, it was really just to like mosey around and kind of see what was happening. That was our first time, and I had a 4-year-old at the time, so he didn't really care about what we were doing. He literally got 1 scoop of candy and then was like, okay, we can go. Nobody, no, we're going to be here all night.
So, plan. I love the idea. You definitely want to plan. You're correct because there are going to be limited options, and there are going to be some fun food offerings too that you can get. But here's what you need to expect with that: there will be lines for those food offerings because, again, just going back to that different people, different strategy. Some people they're going to be there. They're good. That's what they're. If they're Disney foodie, that's what you're going to go do, right?
You can mobile order too at some places.
Yep.
So like Cosmic Rays, Sleepy Hollow, and Casey's, those are definitely all open during the party, and you can mobile order even their specialty stuff. So keep that in mind.
Yeah.
And split up. If one person gets in one line, another person goes and gets in another line, just so you're not wasting time in multiple lines all throughout the night.
Right. And we were talking about this too, like you said, dining reservations, but they do have fireworks dessert parties for the Halloween party night. So if you're not concerned about time, the dessert party is always a fun time at Walt Disney World, but I wouldn't do that on my first time at the party.
Yeah. Speaking of desserts and speaking of snacks, somebody has put here the candy corn milkshake, and I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now, I am not a fan of candy corn, but I hear this is very good. So, have any of you had? I don't know. I don't even know if I could bring myself to doing it. It's kind of like the pickle shake over for food and wine. I just don't know that it. I don't know. Candy corn on a regular day doesn't sound good to me. I'm interested. Who likes candy corn?
No.
If you like, who watching this? You go and that's a staple for you because some people it is like it's their snack go-to. I don't know who you are. And
we can burn them like the candy.
More power to you on that. But so somebody says they heard it's more like a vanilla shake with a candy corn flavoring. But still, I wonder. It's I don't know. That might be tough to.
So the description of it is sweet corn, soft serve topped with whipped cream and sweet potato cornbread nuggets.
No, thank you.
Nope.
That's a no from me.
That's terrible.
It's over at Pecos Bill.
I'm going to send that to Nicole.
But I will say this. There have been things in the past where I've been like, and then you try it and you're like, oh, okay, well, because so be adventurous. If a candy corn milkshake, you want to do that, definitely go do it. And then you've got, I put this up earlier. You've got the pumpkin spice cold brew. You can go get that.
I'm there for that. Yes.
Pumpkin spice. We're moving full into that fall season. So pumpkin spice. It'll be around the corner.
And you got to get that picture with your pumpkin spice in front of the Mickey pumpkin.
Yes, wreaths.
Yeah.
One side is the Mickey head, the other, well, some are half and half, but they have the Cinderella's carriage pumpkin too. That's my favorite.
So
the photo ops too this year are super fun. Have y'all seen the photo ops for the Halloween party? They've got like Huey, Dewey, and Louie dressed up, and they put them in there. They've got the ghoulish ghost above you. They've got, of course, the hitchhiking ghost, but like they've got some really cute ones this year.
Oh, I wonder, do they have more like Haunted Mansion stuff this year? Because the movie just came out. I would think so, right?
I haven't seen a ton of it, but like, so they're, we were talking about Halloween merch earlier. Like their regular Halloween merch, they have a ton of Haunted Mansion stuff. They have a ton of like Sanderson Sisters, Walt Disney World themed, like the acid wash we were talking, and Haunted Mansion. They have tons of that stuff, but at the Halloween party in particular, I was scouring everyone's first night and didn't see a ton.
But go check out, if you haven't done Haunted Mansion during the Halloween party, go get in that queue and ride the ride, because the queue itself is special just for the Mickey's
the overlay.
So they have some special entertainment there at Haunted Mansion. I think is fantastic. I mean, it's comedic. It's fun. It's family friendly.
I like the overlay at Space Mountain too. That's a fun one in Space Mountain. And then I saw that the Tea Party has an overlay this year in Walt Disney World too.
Oh. So let's go now. Let's shift gears here, because I want to talk about something that I think is a staple of this party, and that is the Boo to You parade that happens not once but twice in your party time. And I think it's very important to watch this parade. I think for everybody, I think that this parade is just, it's fantastic.
It's probably the best parade at Disney, period. It's great.
So if you've never been, and you may have seen videos. So if it's not thunderstorm or raining, you'll get a special opener. Spoiler alert. Turn it off if you don't want to hear the opening to the parade. Turn it off now. Spoiler alert. But the Headless Horseman is going to ride out in front and on a horse. I mean, it's actually, this is not like a float. This is a horse that's going to come. It's going to start from all the way back in Frontierland, all the way down Main Street, and it's fantastic. It's just fun to watch. But I love the actual individual floats for this. Again, these are going to be parade floats that you're not going to see in the Festival of Fantasy Parade. You're not going to see these in other cavalcades. You're going to see them right here for that Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party.
So they have, I think my favorite part is the grave diggers, though. So they have the grave diggers, and it's dancers that come with their shovels, and they make sparks all down
them
and
on the ground.
Yes, they're so much fun.
This is not a short parade. This is like everybody. They are pulling out all the stops. They're bringing every villain. Everything they can think of is included in this parade.
Yeah. They've got the dancers from the Haunted Mansion, the dead dancers, the ghost dancers. They're there. I just love that parade.
And I like how the regular characters, not the special ones, have costumes. So some in costumes or have their little masks, so they're like dressed up for Halloween too. I think it's so cute to see them.
I love it.
Yep.
They've got the skeleton band that actually plays Boo to You. So fun. You'll never stop singing that song.
That song will get, it's an earworm. It just like most Disney parade songs, it's an earworm. But it's fun. It just, I think that parade is, it brings you back to again, that this is a Disney event. This is going to drive home those things that you love about Disney in the regular hours. You're getting exclusive entertainment.
Fun fact, I had never been to the Halloween party pre-COVID, but we went to Disney during COVID Disney, like we went 4 times between August and November of 2020. And they were running the Boo to You parade because there was no Halloween party. So we got to see the Boo to You parade in the daylight.
Oh, cool.
During regular park hours. And I was like, this is wild. So, I didn't process it then. I wasn't an agent then. So I had no clue. Like, I was like, this is cool. I've never seen this. We've done this. So then when I got to see it last year in the dark and like where it's supposed to be, I'm like, oh, this is so awesome. I was like, I had no clue what I saw.
Somebody says they play this song on Alexa when they need to pick me up. It's great. That is fantastic.
I do it to annoy people.
So let's also jump gears. So we're going to go away from the parade for a minute. Let's talk about the special castle show they have for this event. And this is also fantastic to see. Very well done. So this is the Hocus Pocus Villain Spectacular, or actually, sorry, Spelltacular. It's play on words. So you're going to see the Sanderson sisters, but you're also going to see some of your other favorite Disney villains involved in the story. And of course, you're going to see, just some exciting characters on the castle show. This happens several times throughout the night. I believe it's
and it's a quick little show. It's not very long.
Yeah. So usually my strategy or my tip for you, if you can stay up late, if you're going to shut the party down, watch the very last show because it's usually at midnight. That way you're not taking away more time from the actual candy grab or the attraction, And
the early ones get packed in the hub early, like 30, 45 minutes before this Spelltacular goes on. Like it starts getting pretty thick right there in front of the castle.
After the last parade last year, I just kind of followed the crowd and made my way up right in front of the stage. And it was cleared out for that last show. And I mean, I felt like I was on the front row. Like no one was around me. No one blocked me. Like it was easy to get up to the front. And that show was incredible. Like love the Sanderson sisters. Jack Skellington came out. Oogie Boogie came out. Like the music is so great. And everybody was singing along. Like everybody knew the words and knew the music. And so that made it so fun.
Can you believe that was over 20 years ago that show was released?
No.
Oh. Yeah. That makes you feel old.
Yeah, doesn't it?
So, again, you don't have to go for the trick or treat portion of this party. You definitely don't. If you again, but there will be plenty of opportunity for candy. So I want to know, just fun from this group, what is your favorite candy? Chelsea, what's your favorite candy? Or actually, I think you said you don't either. Okay.
Pennies that people give you. I'd pick those out of my trick-or-treat bag. I'm really not a candy person. Churros? Is that a step?
Whatever works. They serve churros.
Can you dress up as like a churro cart for your Halloween costume? I feel like you should have like a whole thing of churros and you should be in your churro cart and then just hand them out. Like take a bite and then hand it out because I know you don't like to give them away.
Brittany, how about you? What's your favorite candy?
So on a normal day, my favorite candy is like a Reese's peanut butter cup, chocolate peanut butter mixture. But on Halloween, I take all of my children's Tootsie Rolls. That is my favorite thing to eat only on Halloween. I don't know.
I don't know what just happened. I think
we just got reversed. We flipped it and reversed it.
All right. So are you Jenna or Brittany?
I don't know.
What's your candy? What's your go-to?
I'm a peanut M&M girl. You got to give me some peanut M&Ms and I'll be happy. Pretty simple. What about you, Jesse?
I like Snickers. I think Snickers is always my go-to, and it's always good. It's hungry while that's a Snickers.
And the party is sponsored by Mars Candy, so you'll get your Snickers and your Three Musketeers and your M&Ms. They have good candy. They have great candy.
Yep. Yeah, it's again, you're definitely gonna get a lot. So think of one tip one tip right now that you would give somebody watching this, that if they're going to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, what is your one tip for them attending this party? Chelsea.
Besides like what we already spoke about, I would say go to the dance parties because you get a totally different character interaction there. One of my friends was dressed like Boo from Monsters Inc. and there was a bunch of Monsters Inc. guys there and the 2319 guy, and she was with him. You can do photo ops and stuff, but those dance parties are really more interactive. I would say definitely check those out.
Yep. How about you, Brittany?
This is really hard. My brain is full of so much information right now that I want to share. But so I was with all adults last year, no kids. And so our goal was to see how many times they would let us ride Big Thunder Mountain without getting off. And it was four times. It was the end of the night. No one was there. They just kept running the ride. Let's go. And that was so fun. Like that was kind of like the core memory that we still talk about today, that we got to do that. And so really just have fun. Don't set the expectation that you're going to do everything. Just go and enjoy what you can, and maybe make plans to go back and do it again another time.
Yeah. Jenna, how about you?
Mine would be sleep late, eat a late lunch, go to Magic Kingdom at 4:00, and then just enjoy your night. We're not early risers anyway, so like the party's perfect for us. But if you have kids that get tired, definitely let them sleep late, take a nap, and then just be prepared. There's so much fun. Like the party in itself is just so much fun. So, and don't let them talk you into leaving early. Because if I would have listened to the 4-year-old, we would have left at 8:00. But then by midnight, he was like, "This was so much fun." I'm like, "Yeah, thank you." What about you, Jesse? You got a tip?
So actually, I'm gonna spill some stuff on you. So like I'm just gonna spew. All right. So I really think that this is the party that, again, get your money's worth for this. You can have 8 full hours in the Magic Kingdom. And, again, going back to that whole, do you buy a regular park ticket and go to a different park and then go to the Magic Kingdom? This is a regular park ticket. You're paying that price. But think about it like this. You're for these attractions, you're not going to be utilizing Genie Plus, right? Because you're lower wait time. Like Brittany just said, being able to get on an attraction like Big Thunder Mountain and stay on it, that is, until you've ever done that with a Disney attraction, I think that's just a different rite of passage. Mine was Space Mountain the first time, they let us go at Space Mountain, which was really cool. Or, RIP Splash Mountain, that was the other one. But, this is a great time for you to enjoy those attractions. And again, even if you're not a huge Halloween person or a huge character person, or you don't really care about the parades, this is just a great time to enjoy that park because, again, being in the Magic Kingdom for those 8 hours, go at 4:00. Do not wait. Go at 4:00 when you can get in and start attacking those attractions. Start getting on those attractions. And here's the other thing I would just keep in mind. There are going to be certain attractions that aren't going to be open for the event because they're going to be candy stations or candy trails. So if you do want to do those types of attractions, check those out during that 4 to 7 time frame, or 4 to 6, because some will start closing to get ready for the candy trail. But you're going to have 2 good hours there. And then, also too, I would say, just, have fun with it. Look at them. Get a guide.
That's what I was about to say. You triggered my memory.
Yes. Get your guide. Have a plan of where you want to attack. And, some people go straight to the candy trails. That's fine. You don't have to. Go to the attractions that you want to hit first, or get in line for Jack and Sally. But make a plan and have fun with it. It really is the best after hours event, in my opinion. At Walt Disney World that you can do. So, and I think what we should do now before we cut it off is say, what questions do you have if you're watching? What questions do you have about this? Anything that you can think of in the comments, and let us answer a question that you might have.
A question I get a lot from people is, when do I go? So thinking about your trip, when do I go? Yes, it might be a rest day, but some people also will go to the Halloween party the day they arrive. So their flight comes in early enough, they can go to their hotel, check in, get ready, and go to the park then. Or at the end of their trip, so it might be their last night, and they know the next morning they can sleep in before their flight home. So yes, you can definitely put it somewhere in the middle. So you got to look at your dates. And if you're wanting to do this party, look at the Halloween party dates first before booking your trip, just so you know where that might fall for your family and your group and where that would work best. But it looks different for everybody. So there's no right way to do this. But that's usually a common question I get a lot.
Yeah. And something else is, if you actually are going to the park that day, historically, Magic Kingdom, like the day of the party, has a lighter crowd because people who don't have park hoppers don't want to leave at 6 p.m. So if you are going to the party and you don't care about Happily Ever After, or that's your only day in Magic Kingdom, like consider going to Magic Kingdom that day, and then maybe even heading out for like a midday break. Nap and go get ready for your party and then come back, especially if you're doing like these elaborate costumes. Come back.
And I would say the day after the party, if you're doing a park, do that. Save your Epcot because it opens later. It's an easier, ease in if you're the type of person. I'm not a rope drop person, but Epcot I could usually do because it's like a 10 a.m. open. It's a little bit later. So it's something you can like kind of sleep in and not feel like you missed, the whole morning in the park.
Yeah.
So I would like to interject a thought that I had this past weekend. So I actually attended another after-hour event at Walt Disney World this last weekend over at Typhoon Lagoon, Disney's water park. I did the after-hour glow party on Saturday night, and I was thinking, if you wanted to fly down for like a really fun, low-key type of a Disney trip, you if you plan this correct, you could do a Halloween party, an H2O glow party, and even an Epcot after hours party, all in the same trip. If you planned it the right weekend, because you got the Epcot party on Thursday night, the Halloween party on Friday, and and then of course the Mickey's Not So Scary on Saturday. Again, these are again low key. You're not paying for those full day attraction tickets. And that's really just going to be for the person that you've been to Walt Disney World several times. I don't suggest doing that if you are somebody who's coming down for the first time, because you do want to experience the parks in their all glory, getting there, doing that early morning rope drop to the last kiss goodnight at Magic Kingdom type of a trip. But if you are experienced veteran Walt Disney World, you've been looking at doing the parties, this is a great way to do it. It really is. Those after hour parties, but Mickey's Not So Scary. It's just fantastic. Somebody said, are photo ops included in the ticket?
You have to have the memory maker. So you do get to take the photos, but to download the photos, you must have the memory maker package.
And so you can do a one-day memory maker if you're just there for the party.
Right. And it's $69 right for the day, or it's $169 for the duration of your trip if you purchase more than 3 days in advance. So if you're going to be there for more than just the party, definitely consider getting the whole pass for your whole trip.
And there will be probably special exclusive magic shots too by some of the photographers for the Mickey's Not So Scary. So keep that in mind. They've
got like the Huey, Dewey, and Louie. We were talking about that. They have like a bunch this year. They have more than they had last year, and they're new and they're super cute.
Yeah. Yep. Well, I don't see. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, like, I think you can download them per photo too. So like if you only like one photo and you don't want to purchase the pass, I think they're $20 for the download. So consider that too.
If you're going with a bigger party, not everybody has to purchase that. You can, if you're going together with a group of people, you can link Memory Maker between, and only one person will be able to download. Only one account can download the pictures, but everybody's pictures who's with that party will show up for you to download with the Memory Maker. So keep that in mind.
To clarify too, because I'm not sure exactly how they were asking this question, you can still go like photo ops with characters, stuff like that. You don't need the photographer photos, but like those magic shots, they can't take with your phone, so You have
right.
to.
You can ask the PhotoPass photographers, which are now in bright green. I'm assuming they're still going to be in bright green for the party. You can ask them to take photos with your phone, but they can't do the magic shots.
Yep. Yeah, definitely. Get all the character pictures. You definitely don't have to pay for Memory Maker in order to meet and greet and take your own personal photos. So yes, good call, Chelsea.
Right.
It might have been how they were asking it. So definitely great question. Thank you for asking. And then I just thought of one more thing that I didn't mention. So, one of the things this party is fantastic. So I love the Main Street entertainment and Magic Kingdom anyways on any given day. When you're walking down and you hear the Dapper Dans just singing, well, during the party, they will actually become the Cadaver Dans, and they're going to be in their costume, and they're going to be doing those barbershop quartet Halloween hits, which are great. So check out the Cadaver Dans during your party.
I couldn't remember their name, and I was like, are they the deceased Dans?
The dead Dans.
We're going to rename them.
Yes, Cadaver Dans for sure. So, but anyways, overall, I think this is a fantastic after hours party, and I'm excited, to go to it. I know a lot of you watching, if you already have tickets, you're going to love it. If you've never been, if you're returning, it's just fun. So,
and here's the thing. So y'all know I'm a hard sell on everything. Surprise. We went last year and I was like, yeah, I don't know if I'll ever go back. It was fun. It just wasn't my style, right? Like, it's great. I'm not big into Halloween. I don't like Halloween dress ups. That's great. But then this year I started looking again and I'm like, well, why didn't I buy my ticket? Why am I not there? Like, now I want to go. I see all the fun. And I'm like, I had a great time. Why didn't I want to go? So don't write it off as quick as I did.
Well, you may miss out. Like we saw with the tickets selling out.
Right. Well, and I was like, oh, we can get them last minute, right? Because we love to plan these last minute hikes over. So I was like, oh, we'll go this week. There's got to be. It's early August in the middle of the week. People are back at school. Surely I can get a ticket.
Yep. And what I would say, to some of you watching this, and you're going to say, this is not my jam. I don't want to do a Mickey's themed Halloween party. I love Halloween. I love horror. Then consider this. Just about 15 minutes down the road, you've got Universal. They have an actual Halloween Horror Nights. So if you are doing a Disney vacation, you can still visit Universal, check out the Halloween Horror Nights event. I know at least 3 of us on this call have been. Brittany, I'm not sure if you've been to Halloween Horror Nights.
Oh, you're on the list to go next.
It's phenomenal. It's great. It's different. And they've Stranger Things house this year. They've got the Last of Us house, Chucky. So they have two haunted houses. So again, that's definitely not going to be kid friendly. All right. So just keep that in mind. They recommend that the age you bring is 13. You can bring younger. Just depends on the maturity of your child. You know that. But they recommend 13 and above for that. That is also a fun event. They do not pass out candy. There's no trick or treating there.
No. And the scariest thing at the Disney, I think the Disney party is the Headless Horseman and that Skull Brownie right now. Like, there's not really much scary at Disney.
Yeah. It is. It's family friendly. It's fun, and it's great for small children, which is good. So Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, good option.
Come meet us at Halloween Horror Nights.
Or go to Halloween Horror Nights, or do both. I mean, why just do one? Do both.
Why choose when you can have both?
Light and fun one night, and screaming and terrified like Chelsea the other. So
I think my back still hasn't recovered from that first house.
So.
Anyway,
well, I think we're going to cut it off there. I think we're going to end. We do appreciate you joining us for this live discussion. And, again, thank you for checking us out. We will be here again in 2 weeks, live talking about another great Disney subject to be announced. But until then, I hope that wherever you are and whatever you're doing today, that you have a marvelous rest of your day. Thank you for joining us, and goodbye, everyone. Thank you.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
I feel like we should play Boo to You to the end. Boo to You. I know, we're still running. Let's go.
Why won't you guys? We can't end.